Yes, sir. How the hell is everybody? Happy Friday, TGIF. Nobody Cares is back on the air. My God in heaven, this is still happening. It's good to see everybody. Who started early? Not me. I don't know. Who knows what's happening? I mean, I got a pretty good idea what's happening. This is a lot of fun. It's fun to figure out technology as you sweat on the air. Good time. Thanks, everybody, for hanging in there with me. We're supposed to have a lot of stuff on deck to talk about tonight. NFL insider Evan Odessier, a.k.a. Evan Evans, is going to be joining us on the air to talk about the NFL draft, something we're all super pumped about considering there's no other sports going on. And from what I can tell, people have actually been gambling and betting on the NFL draft as it unfolds. Round number 2 taking place right now. Hello, everybody out there. Big shout out to my niece in Missouri, OG, the original OG, first of 5 girls inducted into the Chenard family. Just absolutely incredible. I believe it was her 16th birthday, and in the state of Missouri, you can actually drive a car legally at 16 years old. I don't understand it, but that is what's going on out there. So congrats to her. Big shout out to everybody in the state of Dirty Jersey. Abby, Katie, I hope you're not driving your parents crazy. To everybody out there, all the parents watching your kids make TikTok videos 8 hours a day, I feel you. This broadcast is for you. Do yourself a favor. Go on over to the fridge. Get yourself something to drink. We've got a lot of fun on deck for you tonight. Chinese bookie called in sick, said he's in the trunk of somebody's car. I don't believe it, but that is definitely what's taking place. Now, what's also taking place this week in sports, aside from the NFL draft, well, we also have a little bit of interest in the New York Mets, who happen to not be in last place. They are actually in first place, as is all baseball teams. There is no baseball, yet there is interest in the New York Mets. Power couple Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez have interest in buying the New York Mets. Whew, this would be nice. This would be a really good thing for Mets fans. Anything is better than the Wilpons. I can imagine what the 7th inning stretch would be like if J-Lo owned the New York Mets. Maybe some dancers. I don't know if cheerleaders are a thing in baseball, but it could possibly be something with the Mets. Super excited about it. Anything is better than the Wilpons. And I know Ray Palma agrees with me out there. Where set me free, why don't you, babe? Yeah, that's right. It's a shit show. I'm not sure who's in control here. The Russians? Someone's hacking our systems. Probably just Friday night, am I right? Am I right or am I right? Nobody cares. I'll tell you what, if this live stream doesn't work out, we can go back to our old shit show that we have, the other broadcast where everything is choppy, but at least there we're live. Yes, yes. Perhaps we can do that. Perhaps not. I don't think anybody cares. I know the Commodore is chomping at the bit. He's probably going nuts over the technology being jammed up right now. I don't blame him. Big shout out to Renee and Lily the cat watching right now. And probably watching Netflix, and this show is on mute, as all of you should have this show on mute. What a complete waste of your time and fabrication of what sports is in general. A lot of fun out here on Nobody Cares Sports Show tonight. Super excited to be here. I'm your host, Danny Shenard. I'm going to be with you until, I guess, 9:30. I'd like to show everybody a shirt that my mother bought for me, not because I have an alcohol problem, but just because she thought that, you know, it looked good on me, I guess. So it says, "Are you drunk?" And then it has check boxes of yes and no. And then down here, you could see that. My mother bought that for me. Yeah, that's my wardrobe for tonight. I'd wear a sweater, but I tend to sweat a lot. Also, took a lot of shit last time I was on the air for wearing a sweater for some reason. It's 40 degrees outside, but people apparently, you know, don't wear white after Labor Day, and you don't wear a sweater after Easter. So I've taken a considerable amount of heat from all of these people across the spectrum. We constantly get hate mail, but we get a lot. Me certainly, I get a lot. So I'm going to ask the Commodore to come on in now, since the Chinese bookie is allegedly in the trunk of somebody's car, which is a problem. He was supposed to, you know, be on the air with us this evening, and then it just completely unraveled, as did my life slowly after kindergarten graduation. I feel I had a lot of high hopes, and first grade was a tough adjustment for me, and I never really got on my feet. This is a tough session, and I also feel like maybe this isn't something for the internet to have to digest, which is why now I will be switching to whiskey. And I feel that this is for the best as we wait for the Commodore to come on board here at Nobody Cares Sports. I'm your host, Danny Shenard, down here at Studio 64. Big shout out to the boys down there in Lynchburg, Tennessee. What is that? You see that there? Gentleman's Jack. That's good for everybody. This kills everything, as a matter of fact. I'm well aware of the situation. Great to see that you're all still on board. Waiting in our digital green room right now is the one and only Commodore. Super excited to have him on the broadcast. Going to bring him in now, and hopefully this works out. Commodore, how the hell are you? Happy Friday.
Hey, I'm good, Dan. How are you? Happy Friday, neighbors.
Light a candle. Hopefully we can keep the stream.
I tell you, it's looking pretty good. I don't have to say nothing.
Such an asshole move. That's like when you're on the highway and there's no traffic, and you're like, wow, I can't believe there's no traffic.
Yeah,
a second later, there's just an explosion.
Yeah, or bringing a banana on a boat when you go fishing.
Yes, as a matter of fact, you've done that in the past, and we didn't catch shit. Case in point.
Shout out to Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, shout out to Cousin Vinny, who invites us on his boat every year, and every year we don't catch shit. So,
yeah. You know, we weren't on his boat this year, and you know what he caught?
No, I don't.
Shit.
You know, I think it's Cousin Vinny. I got to be completely honest with you.
I agree. I agree 100%.
So I just want to say to all our fans out there watching, and I mean by all our fans, all -5 of you, if the stream cuts out, hang in there for 30 seconds and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after this blackout. You know, but nobody cares. That's fine. Evan Evans, a.k.a. Evan Odessier, is going to come on the broadcast. He's going to be joining me and you at the same time, Commodore.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's not till after you've given your much anticipated Commodore's report, however.
Oh, well, that's cool. You mean I'm going to get back to business again as a local and national sports reporter? We're going to get serious again?
Well, see, nobody cares about your opinion, and I just want you to know that. But having said that, if that's registered with you, by all means, please continue.
Well, here you go. It's the Commodore here from the Nobody Cares Sports Show, hosted by none other than this guy, Dan Shenard. Listen, on the local sports scene, deep thoughts. Do you think little Joey's mom is going to sign a consent form for him to play any of these youth contact sports, such as Little League Baseball, soccer, basketball, football? You know, I think that what's going to happen is only the kids that really want to play, kids that are already into sports right now, are going to get back at it when it's time to get back at it. And I also think that there's not going to be any more participation-only trophies. I think things are changing.
I know that that's probably what you'd like to see, but do you really see that happening? No more participation trophies?
Well, listen, Dan, and what about, you know, 4 or 5 years down the road here, the impact on high school sports, you know, years down the road, and college sports, you know, and then 4 years later, you know, down the road for pros. If we thin the herd here of kids playing healthy outdoor youth sports, we're going to pay a price for this over the next 5, 10, 15 years. And this, coupled with the concussion issues around football with the kids, could spell the end for football down the road. It's not the first time I said it, and it's not the last, but I'm always wrong anyhow. You know why, Dan? Because nobody really cares.
You are always wrong. That's correct. However, I will say this. Yesterday, a little birdie told you that Tua Tagovailoa, whatever the hell his last name is, out of Hawaii and Alabama, would go to the Dolphins at pick number 5 in round number 1. And you were right about that. So you're not always wrong.
No, I'm not always wrong. I'm right once in a while. You know, I thought I did pretty good with the draft. I've been sitting here in my man cave now. I have figured out how to get ESPN on the TV back here through Apple TV. So I'm hooked up now. I rewatched the draft. I had a lot of fun with it. Was interesting, but I want to just let me wrap up on the local end, Dan, about this, you know, and what parents even going to give consent to allow these kids to participate in these healthy character building sports at any time? Or will the online video games now be a better choice for little Joey, where a lot of parents were chasing him away from that? Maybe, maybe not. I don't have the answer to that.
You know what?
That impact going to come down the road. I told you, man.
Yeah, no, that's fascinating. I want to tell you what else is fascinating, Commodore. The comment section on Facebook right now. Just to give you a heads up, Kevin Mack says, OIC, nobody's got a boat, nobody cares. Cousin Vinny is watching, and he's definitely heard the bad things you said about him and fishing. Nikki V and Nikki Balls says, oh, sup, you meatbag. Very intelligent. He also says we should talk about the Steelers. Nobody cares about the Steelers. Chris Russo, of course, asked, does Commodore have absurdly big hands, or is that just the camera?
I have pretty big mitts.
Yeah. That's fascinating, Commodore.
Right.
Absolutely good stuff.
So listen, let me get my little NFL stuff out of the way. Then I want to love to hear what Evan's got to say about.
You know what? And I'm with you, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to say what you need to say while I go get a remote control and turn on the NFL draft. So if you'd like, why don't you know,
listen,
talk to the people?
You got to get yourself a bell so your assistant will come and take care of things for you.
I don't have an assistant.
You don't have an assistant?
No, I have Jack Daniels. And you, everybody at home, has the Commodore right now while I go get a remote control and possibly use the bathroom. Take it over.
Again, Here you go, folks. I'm going to tell you what's going on in the national world of sports, the wide world of sports. There ain't nothing happening at all. You know, once the NFL draft is over, God only knows what the kind of bullshit they're going to try and sell us every day, the Daily Rag and on the sports show. There ain't going to be nothing to talk about, you know. But let's talk about the draft. I could give a shit who took who, because half of them don't pan out anyhow for a variety of reasons. Some of them not even football related. I was real happy that the Dolphins got the guy they wanted, Tua, for quarterback at number 5. I just hope the kid remains healthy behind their offensive line, which is going to need a lot of work to protect that kid. Brian Flores, the head coach, a local guy who played here at Poly Prep, pictured with his little girls after they nailed the pick with a highlight of the whole draft, if you ask me. Not his sons, actually, not his little girls. But I got to tell you, if you look back up on ESPN's website, there's some great pictures out there of what happened. Genuine happiness. Really pleased to see that, you know, Tua is a family guy. And that's what Flores is all about down there in Miami. He's trying to build a family. He's trying to build a team. He's young. He's serious. The players like him. I think the city embraced him down there. So it should be interesting. You know, same for the Giants. Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle, 6'5", 315-pound, 4th-round pick, you know, overall out of Georgia. He can hopefully step up and help an aging, you know, Nate Solder help this guy out. And this guy could play either side, unlike Eric Flowers, who turned out to be a bust. That guy blocked like Patty the Hippopotamus from Peter Potamus, you know. And the Jets, on the other hand, grabbed Mekhi Becton, another offensive tackle, 6'7", 370. That's a big boy out of Louisville, with the 11th overall, after the Giants had passed on him and Austin Jackson, an offensive tackle out of USC. And they also passed it. They threw up a lot of blue smoke on this all week long. They passed on Tristan Wirfs, that big offensive tackle out of Iowa, who seemed to slip in the draft. If you ask me, that's what I thought happened. But he ended up down in Tampa with the Golden Boys, Gronk and Brady. At least the Jets won't have to play them twice. You know.
And if I may interject here just for a second, and I hope you guys didn't hear the sound of P hitting porcelain in the background. I think Rob Gronkowski possibly has the greatest NFL career of all time.
Yes.
If he comes, listen, he doesn't even need to win a Super Bowl this year. The guy won a couple of rings with Brady and retired. He's been living on a beach and, you know, dating supermodels, this, that, and the third. And now he's going to play football in Tampa Bay, Florida, where he's going to play half of his games in the sun. You know, they're going to play on the road, teams that have domes. They're going to have to play 4 games outside all year. Holy shit, this guy, I mean, if he wins another Super Bowl, what's crazy is Rob Gronkowski is going to be in the Hall of Fame as a tight end, and his induction ceremony is going to be the wildest shit ever. And I hope to be there in Canton when it happens. I'm not rooting for the Bucs this year, but they're going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Well, you know, how do you not root for the Bucs when they have the GOAT as their quarterback? How do you not? And now you bring in the Gronk. It's going to be really a show to watch down there in Tampa. And here's the best part. In the offseason, in the NFL, he's right across from Steinbrenner Field down there where the Yankees will be enforced eventually. He'll get to hang out with all of those guys at all of the bars and the shenanigans and whatnot. So it should be pretty interesting.
No, listen, I completely agree with you. Right now in the NFL draft, do you know anything about what happened locally tonight? Who the Giants picked, who the Jets picked? Also, we're really, really bad at our job. So if you're in the Facebook comments and you know who the Giants or Jets picked, let us know. because even though the Commodore has 16 computer screens in front of him, I don't think he has the answer to this question.
Oh, I can answer that. I can answer that question for you, Dan. That's not a problem.
Great.
I can get that going, but right now I've learned over here that I got to do one thing at a time at my age, Dan. One thing at a time. All right. You know, so we were talking. I was talking about the draft, all right, and how you know, the Giants did, as well as how the Jets did on the other side. And let's talk about wardrobe, okay, which was interesting. As far as wardrobe went for this virtual draft, clearly, Tua, his fly suit and his Hawaiian party lays stole the show.
Fantastic. And let me interject here. Yes, fantastic. Tua's family in Alabama wearing Hawaiian lays. Tremendous. The 5 pick to the Dolphins. We all loved it. Big shout out to the Poly Prep program, Dino Mangiro, Brian Flores, all those guys. Tremendous individuals. Big supporters and advocators of Nobody Cares Sports Show. So we're underneath the surface Dolphins fans. But I'll tell you what else was funny, Commodore. Watching the NFL draft, these kids getting drafted. The guy getting drafted is pumped. His little brother is pissed as shit in the background that he doesn't have the athletic skills of his brother. He's so salty on camera. It's unbelievable. Mom and dad are happy that their mortgage is paid. I mean, I personally love seeing the living rooms and the environments and the families of all these kids. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
But I'll tell
absolutely.
you, did they have technical problems, Commodore?
Well, there was a little technical problem, but it wasn't really with the NFL, or and it wasn't with individual teams. I thought for sure Crazy Eyes from the Jets and his partner over there, the GM, whatever his name is, the big guy. He looks like a hack or a corrections officer. I thought they'd never get through a draft, but they did. But here's the funny thing: it was the network that had a problem. Matt Barry and Deanna Rossini looked like me and the Chinese bookie last week, where the Chinese bookie was talking and I couldn't hear him. And they did this live from Trumbull, Connecticut. And I'll tell you, it just goes to show you, in these times, anything can go wrong. It's Murphy's Law all the way.
Oh, absolutely. It's like Nobody Cares Sports Show has spread like a disease everywhere. We are the kings of technical difficulties. I mean, Murphy's Law is the only reason why we exist.
Yeah, but, Dan, I got to give you a lot of credit, because I think you were on the air doing a show on Facebook Live before Jimmy Fallon even did anything out of his house.
No, absolutely. I want to let everybody know that Nobody Cares, as much as we joke around, are essential workers. We've been here for the community since the effing jump. For Christ's sakes, I had coronavirus 6 weeks ago and did a broadcast. That's a fact. High five.
Listen, give me a high five.
There you go. Yeah, 2 idiots. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No more hand love.
No, it's crazy, man. But anyhow, that post is also up. I think that's up on the New York Post's website today. I thought that was pretty funny. It was just reminiscent of me and the bookie. But the other thing that was pretty comical, Dan, about the draft was these kids at home getting drafted with mom and dad and grandpa and their Uncle Benny and their cousin Louie. The reaction of the families, the joy, the happiness. It's like hitting a lottery ticket. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. I got it. It's visual. Everybody's chilling. Everybody's calm and relaxed. But you know what? It could be your finest hour. You should put on your finest suit.
Oh,
look your best.
Listen, I know you're giving this kid shit that he was in a bathrobe, but you do all your Instagram live posts in a bathrobe, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
What are you talking about, kid in a bathrobe?
Here's what I want to tell you what I'm talking about before we get into that. Super fan of ours, Newman, out of New Jersey, is going to join us now. This is a new thing that we're doing on Nobody Cares Sports Show, where we're giving our fans an opportunity to join in on the broadcast wherever they may be in the world. And I don't know if you've noticed, but we've taken our sponsors off of the screen and replaced it with the Nobody Cares logo, because you never know what's going to happen when you switch to a fan's camera. With that being said, bringing into the broadcast now our super fan from Jersey, the one and only Newman. Newman, thank you for joining us tonight, brother.
Hello, Danny. Hello, Commodore. It's an honor to be on the show. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's fantastic.
Welcome.
I got to know what you think about the UFC. They're going live in Florida.
What do I think?
Fights are scheduled. We will have live sports. The UFC is the first sport to come back since the coronavirus. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I think that you have to get out and come back in because your video is loused up.
No. All right. So, Newman, he just told you to quit and come back in, and I agree with you. Quit and come back in. I'm going to kick you out and come back into the stream. All right? Cross it out and come back.
Wait a minute, Dan. You agree with me?
No, I don't. But Newman is super excited to be here, and he wants to talk to you about UFC, which a lot of people want to talk about because that's one of the only active sports that we have that people are trying to do aside from wrestling. The XFL seems to have folded. So to have a fan come on now and talk fighting, I'm certainly interested to hear your opinion as well.
Bring them on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I could hear him, but you, sir, always have the problem. So here's Newman one more time.
Am I back? Can you hear me?
You look great.
Can you see me?
Yeah, you look great.
Can you hear me?
So, Commodore, what do you think? UFC will be back, the first sport, back before baseball, back before football, back before hockey.
Oh, listen, if I had to make a selection as to what sport would be, why not UFC? Those guys are out of their minds. I mean, they fight till the death. They kick the living shit out of one another. I don't think they particularly care about COVID or anything else. It's good entertainment as long as these two guys are willing to get in the ring and do their thing. I'm a little cautious about people and fans, to tell you the truth, Newman. There's a lot of uncertainty out there. And I hate like hell to put anybody at risk for sports, albeit Dan and I really wish that sports would resume on some level.
It would be amazing. It would be amazing.
I agree. It was a tough decision.
Well,
I think on their part.
You know, Newman, some of the things that started to happen this week is things are starting to slowly reopen. The states with less densely populated areas are opening up.
That's right.
Know? And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. For example, take it down to Little League.
Stop being so goddamn serious all the time.
He can't help it.
Why are you
Danny,
he came on. He asked a question about
segment.
Newman. He asked a question. He asked a question about the UFC, and you somehow jumped to Little League. I had a professor in college who would always talk about World War II, no matter what you brought up. I don't even know how you got there. What's going on?
You went to college?
I bet your ass.
Hey, what do you think? What do you think about UFC starting up in Florida?
Well, I personally I'm happy, but I have to agree with you. I think it's too soon. It'll be too weird with all the crowds. He's actually talking about something called Fight Island, where he's going to rent a private island, and fly everyone in to do fights there, so he doesn't have to worry about the crowds and stuff like that. But we'll see. We'll see if he's able to pull it off. I'm excited for it.
It'll be like Mad Max in Thunderdome.
That's right.
Really going.
Newman,
let me just say one more thing to the Commodore.
Yeah, by all means.
I gotta tell you, as a parent of 2 teenage boys, I'm very worried. It's going to be too serious for you, but I'm very worried about the impact this is having on my kids.
Danny, can you repeat that question?
No, Newman, repeat.
They should be deep into baseball right now, deep into baseball season. We should have been through winter workouts. I think it's going to have a really hard impact on the kids, and I agree with you. I think it's going to really impact football. I think they're going to drop contact football soon for kids until high school. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
right?
well, nobody cares. But here's the point that I was trying to make. And Danny's always telling me, Newman, don't be serious and everything else. We got to be a little serious with things. I'd like to see some of our past guests that have come on our show and discuss their personal training efforts with, about training kids one-on-one. We've had on the guys from Pee Wee football. We've had basketball guys on and Little League guys. I'd like to hear a little bit about what they're going to be comfortable with when the time comes. In other words, I don't think they should be sitting back on their ass, not figuring out how we're going to start all over again. You know what I'm saying, Newman?
Totally. It's a lot there. It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. Did we lose Danny again? I mean, the kid's got the.
Why did you how could you have let Danny into the bar like this? This
I didn't let.
There's no shot at him being serious now.
I didn't let anybody. I just wanted to, the Chinese bookie could be dead in a trunk for all we know. All right, let's just have a moment of silence for the guy. We have super fans on the show. NFL insider Evan Odessier coming. Stop calling me out. I'm not drinking. P.S. I'm not even a fan of the Jets, but Jack Daniels is the best.
That's right. You opened with a bottle in your hand, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not calling anything out.
It's Friday.
What happened to the bookie?
How did we get here?
Who are you, the talking heads? We're on a road to nowhere. How did we get here? I don't know. Listen, Newman, we're going to ditch you. Are there any shout-outs you'd like to give? My brother says that he loves you, by the way.
Your family's the best. It was really nice to meet the rest of the family today. Shout out to all Joe Mez. Peace.
Joe Mez. Good shout out.
I can't believe it's
Myrtle Beach, Joe Mez.
Oh,
what a great night.
Myrtle Beach, Joe Mez. Apollo Theater, Joe Mez is incredible.
I'm the only one on Facebook right now.
You have no idea what happened at the Apollo Theater. It was incredible. I can't even get into it right now. But Myrtle Beach, Joe Mez is a good one, too. Listen, Newman, thank you for coming on the air.
I'm back.
Tremendous. Keep supporting the show. We appreciate you.
Let's see what's happening in the NFL draft, Dan.
It's a commercial. Thanks, Newman. Be good, buddy. Well, that was interesting. See, this is why you can't bring fans on the show, Commodore.
Why? That was good. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty good. He was getting lit as shit on camera. Shout out to Frank DeConzo just joining in the conversation.
Let me ask you a question, Dan. You used that term. You used that term lit. What does lit mean? We had this conversation a while back about that, right?
Okay, so this is unfortunate. Lit means like this is a lot of fun. Like this is. So if something is lit, are you fucking serious right now? Okay, so all right, look, I'm sorry. Do you not know? Are you messing with me?
Deep thoughts, baby. Deep thoughts. You know, I just caught a fish. I reel them right in. It's amazing. It's incredible.
You get me so fired up. You know, down here at Studio 64, I at least get to walk away from the camera when I'm upset.
Yeah. You want to know who the Giants took with the 4th pick in the 2nd round?
Well, I heard it was a safety from Alabama. So says Mystery Man 136.
Yes, that's who it was. Yep, he's a safety out of Alabama. Yep, his name is Xavier McKinney. 6 foot, 201 pounds, 4.63 speed. Who knows? It's a crapshoot at this point. You never know. It's like buying a racehorse.
Yes, it is. And Commodore, while I have you on, a lot of like Staten Island people watch the show. Do you think anybody could guess the picture that's in the background of us right now? There's the small fractions of it. There's a prominent building showing above my head. You know, obviously we have ties to Staten Island history. Do you think anybody can figure out what the hell's on screen?
Not with our 2 big heads blocking it.
I'll tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put something up on screen, right, that says, can you guess the picture? And if you can, you'll win a 6-pack from Flagship Brewery. How do you like those apples?
Yay!
All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to remove the Commodore. I'm going to remove myself. And if you can identify the picture, you'll win a 6-pack from Flagship Brewery. All right, you ready, Commodore?
I'm ready. I probably know it, but I'm not going to participate because I'm an employee of the show.
That's good. I'm not sober, so I'm working on it. All right, can you tell us where this picture is from? Nobody cares. Removing the Commodore and myself from the screen for 30 seconds. If you could write on the screen on Facebook Live where this picture is, win a 6-pack from Flagship Brewery. Commodore.
Do I have to get up and walk away?
No, you don't have to get up and walk away.
Oh. You're going to remove me?
Oh, yeah.
In your dreams. But you'll bring me back, right?
I'll always bring you back.
All right.
All right, so here we go.
Let's see what it is.
Can you tell us where this picture is from? Guess the picture, win a Flagship 6-pack. Removing the Commodore and removing myself, you all have 30 seconds. All right, everybody, that picture's been up for a significant amount of time, and we've had a couple of entries. The Commodore fell asleep. Can you believe it? Wake up, you bastard.
All right. Take a nap. You're working me hard. What time
Hear
is
me
it?
out. So we asked the people if they could guess the picture, and we've got a couple of people that gave the same answer. And that answer is, so Mystery Man 136 says Curtis High School. Mom Duke says Curtis High School. Then she changed her mind, but she thinks it's Curtis High School. And then Michael Kenny says, Happy Friday, glad we're alive. Amen to that. And thanks for hosting. That looks like my era at Curtis. So that's 3 for Curtis High School. Angela reaching out saying Miller Field. I'm here to tell you right now, those are all incorrect answers.
Yeah,
incorrect answers. All right. So we're going to leave this open again. All right. We're going to leave this open again. Commodore, I'm going to give them a second chance at this. All right. So this is not Curtis High School. And I'll take it a step further here and say this is not Newdorp High School, because a lot of people are thinking about that Turkey Bowl game. So this is not Curtis. This is not Newdorp.
Turkey Bowl. Do you want to give them a hint?
Do we want to give the people a hint?
I have a hint.
Is it going to give it away?
No.
I don't trust you.
Okay.
All right.
Nobody trusts me.
No, it's fine. It's totally
Nobody
fine.
talks to me.
No, I got you. I understand. So in just a minute, we're going to have our NFL insider, Evan Odessier, a.k.a. Evan Evans, join us on the broadcast. But right now, I want people to guess this picture. This is important Staten Island history, folks. This isn't Curtis High School, and this is not Newdorp High School. Right. So we're going to bring the picture up one more time. Once again, guess the picture, win a flagship 6-pack. Now, look, next week they got this new thing coming out with Ralph's Italian Ices, hard seltzer. If you wait a couple of days, you can get that. All right, Commodore, I'm going to bring you out of the screen one more time, everybody out there. If you can guess what this picture, Commodore, go ahead, give your hint.
I think there's a light stanchion in the background.
You, sir,
a light
are a genius. Yes.
Okay, that's a hint. That's a hint.
There's a hint. There is a light stanchion in the background. Gonna remove the Commodore now. Gonna remove. All right, everybody. Danny Chenard back in effect. Commodore joining us once again. Guess the picture, win a 6-pack from Flagship Brewery. Now, the good news is our good friends at Flagship Brewery are so supporting, Commodore, of the Nobody Cares Sports Show that if there are multiple winners, I would imagine that we'll be able to provide multiple 6-packs. However, I will have to deliver those personally. Or maybe the Chinese bookie will bring them. All right, let's see what we got here. So in our comment section, Mystery Man 136 says the Berry Homes. Wayne says the Berry Homes. Chris Russo says Berry Homes. I agree. But I'm going to be honest with you. Ironically, one person who does not drink got it right.
Wow.
All right. And I know this person because she is my mother. All right. My mother said the Stapleton Stapes. And that is close enough to correct. It is Thompson Field, located in Stapleton, the home of the former NFL team, the Stapleton Stapes. Now, because my mother does not drink, she will have to pick one of the people watching right now in the group chat that has already commented on the video. Any of the people on the video that have commented, she could randomly choose right now, and they are the winner of that six-pack. Who do you think she's going to pick?
I think you should get a quart of Ralph's Ice.
What the hell are you talking about?
She should get a quart of Ralph's Ice. They're partners with Flagship. They can talk to Ralph. We pick up a quart of ice and give it to her. Keep her busy for a half hour.
That is actually the promotion.
There is no promotion.
Yeah, that was the promotion. All right.
No, that's fine. Listen, I think she should pick out who should get the beer. That's for sure. Somebody
she
should
did.
get the beer.
All right, she did. She picked somebody right now. Hopefully he doesn't live too far away. Congratulations, Chris Russo. I don't know where the hell you live, but you have just won a six-pack of Flagship Brewery, whatever the hell I bring you to your doorstep. And he says, thank you, Alana.
He lives in a van down by the river.
Who does?
Chris Russo.
That's interesting, Commodore. You know what else is interesting? Gentleman's Jack Daniels. It's incredibly smooth.
Hey, you know what's interesting, Dan? In 1978, Nolan Ryan struck out 15 Mariners. It was the 20th time he had 15 strikeouts in a game. 20 times. They don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't make them. Did you know that the New York Mets traded Nolan Ryan?
Oh, absolutely. They got a six-pack of beer and a pack of Marlboro for him. Idiots.
You mean like from one of those cigarette machines?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. We're going to bring in, of course, we just want to give a big shout out to Chris Russo, of course, the winner of a six-pack from Flagship Brewery. Chris, I think, lives in New Jersey. This is going to be the most expensive six-pack ever delivered with gas and tolls. Maybe we'll come out with the Chinese bookie. We've got shit else to do. I'm super excited. But I digress. At this point in time, our NFL insider, Evan Odessier, a.k.a. Evan Evans, is in the green room. Commodore, are you ready to talk to him about this NFL draft?
Yay! Bring him back.
Bring him back? He was never with us.
No, bring him on.
Great. Looking forward to it. Well, at this point in time, please welcome into the broadcast the one and only NFL insider, Evan Evans, a.k.a. nobody cares what his real name is, a.k.a. Evan Odessier. Evan, how the hell are you, brother? Shit! We can't hear you, Evan. No, you got to take out your AirPods and then back out and come back in. It's all fucked up.
You gotta love technology, Dan.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
You can't even be cool.
Yo, Dan, you're doing a fantastic job considering we have no engineering.
Back out and come back in.
No money.
No money. We
listen.
Money. We haven't had money since Christ was making a living as a carpenter. Money. I'm telling you.
You once
we're
told
doing
me
it.
on the air. You once told me on the air that I went to school with his disciples.
Yeah, I think you did. Evan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Fucking A, I'm going to get a drink. Talk to the Commodore.
What's going on, man? What do you think about this draft?
Well, I tell you, it's kind of interesting. I think there's less trade activity than there's ever been before. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, man. Definitely less trade activity. The Patriots surprised me with their pick in the second round. Like, I think they kind of surprised everybody. I think the bookie definitely took everybody's money on that pick because nobody had that guy going in the second round.
Yeah,
that surprised me. AJ Dillon, I had a feeling, he was one of the top rated running backs based off of statistics, but he didn't really get I guess you could say like the kind of love that he should have gotten, especially because he's more of a power back. But, for him to even go get drafted just now in the second round, that was a surprise for a lot of people as well.
Yeah.
And even just like the amount of running backs that got drafted, there hasn't been too many. I think it's only been 3 or 4 so far. So that was a little bit shocking as well.
I'm sorry I'm making noise in the background. I'm getting ice.
No worries.
Great.
I actually think, Evan, the pickings were a little slim unless you were looking for offensive linemen or maybe a linebacker here and there.
Yeah. I definitely I can agree with that. I would say or a receiver. There was a lot of receivers in this draft as well.
Yeah. How about this guy Ruggs, man, from Alabama? I think the kid in the bathrobe. Did you see him last night? He came on with a white bathrobe with an Old Spice logo on it.
Yeah. Old Spice is getting all the guys. They getting them their endorsements early.
Man, my father-in-law used to wear Old Spice.
Oh, really?
That's been around a long time. They're trying to make a comeback, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Now,
Evan, I'm here to rescue you. You're talking to my dad about Old Spice. It sounds horrible. I got a glass with ice and whiskey. A lot of people were giving shit to the Giants over this pick. The kid from Georgia, the offensive tackle. Now, what I want to say to you is before you state your case whether you like them or not, I just want to say this. I like the school of Georgia. They're a bunch of bulldogs. They're in the SEC. A lot of people are saying you should have taken the kid from Bama. I'm saying it's the same conference. All right, you got an offensive tackle. They size match up the same. Georgia is an offensive school that produces wide receivers, quarterbacks, and running backs, sometimes a tight end. Who protects them? Offensive linemen. So if you're looking for a kid that you like, don't go for the sexy pick in Alabama. Get your guy. If this was a fantasy draft, you draft your guy when you want him. That's all I'm saying. Evan, take it over.
Damn, I mean, that was so thorough and to the point, man. I think maybe you should be the NFL insider.
A broke clock is right twice a day, buddy.
I definitely agree with you 100%. I'm a really big fan of Georgia's offensive line and the linemen that they produce. Even like Isaiah Wilson getting picked in the first round, going to the Titans. Like you said, I mean, at the end of the day, like DeAndre wouldn't have had the success and Jake Fromm wouldn't have had the success that they had if it wasn't for those two guys. So, I definitely agree with you as well. And also in regards to Alabama, I just feel like Alabama's not the same Alabama from 3-4 years ago. Like, the early, like around 2010, like to maybe 2017, that's when Alabama was more of like a powerhouse. Now, Ohio State, LSU, Georgia, these teams, Texas A&M, Florida, like they're showing that Alabama could be beat. So,
absolutely.
I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, and then listen, while I have you here and we're talking about the Giants pick, the Commodore made a very astute point, and I hate to bring up the fact that he, is intelligent at times and gets shit right on the money, Eb, and you know this. But a lot of people were giving the Giants general manager, Dave Gettleman, a lot of shit because he was wearing an N95 mask in his house. And they were like, oh, this guy's wearing a mask in his house, blah, blah, blah. spoke to the Commodore about it earlier today, and he informed me, and he can back me up now, that Dave Gettleman actually is a cancer survivor, is undergoing chemotherapy treatment, and he had people. Undergone. He has undergone chemotherapy treatment, so he is a person at risk, so to speak. And he had people from ESPN in his house. So although it seemed like he was alone, he didn't set those cameras up and all that shit by himself. So let's not believe the internet jokes and really get at Dave Gettleman as hard as we're getting at him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, yes.
There's an old saying, guys, and you guys are young, but only believe half of what you see and a quarter of what you read.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Can you say that again?
Only believe half of what you see and a quarter of what you read.
That's good. So you could only see half of my double chin, and you could only understand a quarter of this show, is what you're saying. Great.
I don't understand this show at all.
Brother, that makes 3 of us.
Yeah.
Ev, listen, I'm gonna call you. Like when I left you on the air tonight, it was good because I didn't leave you by yourself. I left you at the Commodore, which is almost worse. But I'll say this to you: a lot of these MFers out there are in quarantine. I think that there's a lot of NFL kids with ties to Staten Island, college football players with ties to Staten Island that would love to come on Nobody Cares Sports and tell us our story and talk to Evan Evans. So let's try and reach out to him and see what we can get done for the public's sake. Because if we bring Newman on the broadcast one more time, we're going to lose.
Oh, man.
The guy was smoking J's like he was at a Cypress Hill concert.
Didn't Newman get Seinfeld locked up and canceled? Remember when they all got locked up? Wasn't Newman responsible for that?
I don't know. Evan, do you know?
I don't.
I wonder if Newman knows.
Of course, Evan doesn't know. Evan, you're not a big fan of Seinfeld?
Not really.
No, Evan, I thought you're a big fan of Seinfeld.
I don't know. Like my favorite show is Martin.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. So.
No shit.
Yep.
Shenane. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh man, they made Bad Boys 3, and Martin Lawrence was fat. He looked like he ate Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, he sure did. He's showing his age. He got huge, man.
Speaking of which, go ahead, Commodore. I forgot he was here.
Let me bring you back, you two over here. What do you think of the Jets pick? This guy Mekhi Becton. He's a big boy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him. Super athletic. I watched him play in college. I knew he was going to shoot up the draft boards. I think it was a great pick, honestly. I'm definitely think it was a great pick.
Yeah, 6'7", 364 pounds. That's big for a kid coming out of school, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's 6'7". You got to remember that. So 6'7", like that's that weight kind of proportions out. I think by the season they're going to get him like 340, 345. That'd be like a good weight. But again, he's 6'7".
I think they better lock up all the snacks out there because you might have another snacks on your hand.
The snacks and the people.
Listen, the guy that the Giants drafted, Thomas, is 6'7", but he's only 320 pounds. I mean, that's a big difference.
When I was close to 300 pounds, people gave me an intervention. This guy's over 300 pounds, and he gets a signing bonus. I mean, some guys just got all the luck, Ev.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Flying around. But I just want to know this. What do you guys think is going to happen when the NFL draft is over? What are they going to report? What are we going to work with for a while, guys? I think that, they should come up with skills competition and put some money behind it and make some lines like they're talking about with Mickelson's going to play Tiger Woods again.
I like it.
And they're going to play with Brady and who else was it? There's another guy. Oh, shit. Oh, and Peyton Manning.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's interesting. That's going to be an interesting money game. But why can't we have home run contests now? Why can't we do those things? The guy's 60 feet away throwing at a batter. For God's sakes, it's how many dingers you could put on. You know, when I was a kid, we used to watch that in black and white. It'd be Maris against Mantle or against whoever else they could find. Stan Musial. There's some great. That was entertainment back in the days, guys. Maybe that's what they should start looking at.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I think not to switch it to the NBA, but the NBA, they kind of did the horse challenge. And then they also did the 2K challenge and stuff like that. I definitely think they need to find a way to make it work with football. Because, I mean, football is America's sport. That's what everyone wants to see. So they definitely got to find a way to, like, make that work.
Well, you could definitely go with a skills competition in football. You know, they did it after the Super Bowl, you know, Pro Bowl weekend down in Florida. You remember they would always do that skills competition on the beach? You know, that's the kind of entertainment. You know, it's a matter of getting the people there, but you don't even need to do that today. They could shoot their own videos today and put it up the same way we are. But do I have to do everything for everybody with these wonderful ideas? I got too much time on my hands.
They got to start paying you. You need to become a consultant.
Evan, don't talk to him anymore. Answer my questions. You look fantastic on camera. What are you eating daily?
Man, I'm eating too much, man. I'm supposed to have a summer body for the summer. It looks like I'm going to have a winter body, man. Put on about like 10 pounds.
They canceled beach season, but I'd like to think it's still beach season because I got to be honest with you. My push-up count is now up to, I believe, 365 in quarantine. I'd like to get that up to 1,000 before they put the economy back to normal. My stomach hurts from exercise, and I try to like throw a McDonald's at it every once in a while to make it feel better, and then I just vomit in the morning. How about you? Same stuff or what?
Nah, I don't touch no fast food, man. I mean, most recently I just been eating salad and different kinds of fish, man. Just trying to like lose that weight that I put on before. You know, I wake up in the middle of the night and have, you know, like some gummies or, you know, sweets like a honey bun or something like that. You know, so
Did you say that you eat gummies in the middle of the night? There's a lot of people in the state of Jersey and California that are a little confused as to what you do in the middle of the night.
He's talking about gummy bears. He's not talking about that stuff.
Yeah, gummy bears. The Haribo gummy bears.
Walter, it's not always about that.
What was all that shit about Vietnam, man? All right, I like that.
Wait. I got a question.
For who?
For Evan.
Damn it.
Sorry, Dan.
Listen, you talk about a winter body and a summer body.
Yes.
You know what Dan's got for a body? A Winnebago.
You know what? That's a personal attack. I think that's totally unnecessary.
You got to defend yourself, man.
Listen, I
can't. That's the Commodore right there. You have to have respect. If he wants to tee off on you, you got to take it, Ev.
Listen. If you're going to dish it out, you got to be able to take it.
That's right. I give it to him all the time. If he wants to call my body a slow motion train wreck live on Facebook, aka the internet, that sucks, but I got to take it.
Yeah, you're right.
I ate that.
Evan,
I eat that shit.
What do you think about the Golden Boys, Gronkowski and Brady down in Tampa?
I think it's a good move. I just don't know how far Tampa's going to be able to go, honestly, because it's like, especially with the COVID going on, Tom Brady's not able to get in, you know, and work with the receivers and kind of just build that chemistry and stuff like that. Gronk's been retired, so he's got to get back into the group as well. You know, I think they're both phenomenal talents. You know, Gronk will definitely go down as being one of the top 5 tight ends ever in football, I think, personally. You know, Grady, arguably one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback. But like I said, Gronk's been retired, and Brady hasn't had an opportunity to work with those guys down in Tampa. So I think, you know, depend upon how long this COVID thing continues and people aren't able to gather in large groups and stuff like that, can really determine their fate, honestly.
Yeah, well, what about Florida football in general, with Tampa Bay having the Golden Boys, okay, and Tua playing, you know, not far away down in Miami with the Dolphins.
Yes.
What's happening with Jacksonville?
I mean, they still got Gardner Minshew as their quarterback. I thought they should have went after Cam Newton.
Gardner. I love him. I forgot about him. Thank
Yeah.
you for bringing it. I forgot we were live. Good to see you guys.
I was, I think they should have went after Cam Newton or even Jameis Winston. They're both proven quarterbacks. But I mean, I don't know. Jacksonville, they got a lot of internal issues going on. I mean, whatchamacallit, Yannick Ngakoue and the GM, the assistant GM, they were arguing back and forth on Twitter. So they got a lot of issues that they kind of just got to figure out. They lost Jalen Ramsey. They lost a lot of their team. They lost Calais Campbell. So they got to kind of just, I think Jacksonville is going to be, if you want my honest opinion, I think Jacksonville is going to be a shit show this year. But
really think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, Tom Coughlin's gone. Okay.
Yes.
Now they had the 20th pick in the draft, and they took an outside linebacker, a kid. Was it Classam?
Yes. Chase Chatham. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what's the deal with him? I mean, you would think that a team like Jacksonville should be going after for something a little bigger than an outside linebacker, don't you? With a 20th pick? No?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have went after outside linebacker because I mean they still got Miles Jack and they got what's the other linebacker?
This is hard. It's so hard to be professional.
But yeah, I feel like they should have went after. I think they should have went after a running back because there's talks that they're trying to trade Leonard Fournette. So I thought that they should have went after a running back. Honestly, I thought they should have traded Leonard Fournette before the draft to get some picks and then use that to kind of rebuild your team. But I don't know, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, hopefully one of these, in the next maybe 10 years, I could become a GM because some of these guys, I don't know what they're thinking, man.
Yeah, they're not thinking. Shit up against the wall somewhere. And now in the second round, okay, they had, I guess, looks like a fifth pick. Where is it? A sixth pick. They took a defensive end, a guy by the name of Gross Matos.
Yes. So I think, State. He's really good. That DN from Penn State. I think he had 19 and a half sacks in the past 2 seasons. So, he's proven he's able to get to the quarterback, and I think that may be Yannick Ngakoue's replacement. They got him locked in. They'll have him locked in for 4 years. They'll be able to see what he could do, and they're going to just try and see if they could get something in return for Yannick because they're really, trying to get him out of there. I mean, he's not a happy camper there. He's going into a contract year. So, it doesn't really make sense to keep a guy that doesn't want to be somewhere.
I just want to touch on it, too, because I'm a big fan of Penn State, by the way. Mm-hmm. No, it's all right, Evan. Take a load off. Relax. KJ Hamler, wide receiver out of Penn State, went in the second round today to Denver. I like him. Penn State is a linebacker school.
Yes.
They've slowly been producing wide receivers.
Yes. Very true. I agree with that.
Look for it.
Denver, Denver is not going to be bad this year. I like the direction that Denver's going in. They're making little moves, and I think once the season gets,
they all high in Denver.
Huh?
They don't call it Mile High Stadium for nothing anymore.
Yeah, well, they made. Yeah, I don't know. Everything's closed. The dispensaries is closed, man. So I don't think they got anything.
Yeah, they're not. I don't know what the hell you. You know what? I don't know anything about any of that.
I don't know shit about that for you. And I want to see if Evan knows it. And if Evan doesn't know the answer to this, we'll put it up for the listeners just for shits and giggles. What NFL team has had the most number 1 draft picks?
Who's the shittiest? The Cleveland Browns.
Is he right or wrong? Or you want my pick first?
Oh, I asked Evan the question. He just shouts aimlessly.
I'm just drunk. I'm drunk. I'm sorry, Evan. It's for you. It's for you.
I
walk away.
Honestly, I would probably have to say I kind of want to say the Cleveland Browns because they've been so bad, but just going off the history of football, I would say maybe.
Don't take my answer. Make up your own.
The Dolphins?
Yep. Throw it up to the listeners, Dan. See what comes back.
Yeah, Dan, throw that out to the listeners, man. That's a good question.
If you're listening,
I don't think anybody's listening. All right, hold on.
Yeah, if you're listening, first off, you need to get in touch with our psychotherapist, Ellen. She can help you.
So wait. What's your question?
Which NFL team has had the most number 1 picks?
Has the most first round draft picks?
No, number one overall picks.
Right.
Shit, man. Everything was easier like an hour ago. All right, ready? I'm gonna throw it on the screen.
All right.
Which NFL team has the most number 1 NFL picks? I'm sorry, I'm drunk. It's redundant.
You gotta stop saying that on camera, man.
I'm not saying anything on camera.
All right. I don't know what you're talking about.
You rat bastard, we're live. Don't judge me.
Nobody cares anyway.
Nobody. There's 8 people watching. It's fine. Anybody out there? Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to be paying attention to the Facebook. I don't think anybody has responded. Yeah, that's a great question, Commodore. Well, maybe you should just give us the answer.
Well, I think I'm surprised.
Wait, hold on a second. We have some Mystery Man 136 says Detroit.
Yeah. Nah.
No?
No. Wow.
That's a wild question.
It is. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, watch me Google it, he says. You know what? Think about it. I'm going to urinate.
Oh.
Come on, you guys are doing great.
Nobody knows. Huh?
I got the answer.
Okay. And let's see if anybody else has put the answer up there from our. Dan calls them my spams, Evan. He doesn't call them fans. He calls them spams.
Don't worry, he's a hater, man. It's all good.
No, I'm telling you. You know you're doing it right when you got haters, right?
Yes, sir. That's the truth.
Oh, my God.
Is the answer?
Keep going.
Is the answer the Colts?
All right. All right. Stillwell, I don't know what that kid's doing next to the tape, but get him away from it. All right. Let's see what we got here.
We got the answer, Daniel Lee.
Kenny Danielson says the Arizona Cardinals.
Dan, we got the answer. You're late.
Tampa Bay. There's a lot of people throwing shit out there. What's the answer?
It's all wrong. It's the Indianapolis Colts, man.
Wow. Shout out to Kaz. What a terrible franchise to root for. You know they had packed up and left Baltimore in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
That's what you get. Instant karma.
Yeah.
They even took the band.
Well, listen, Evan, it was great to have you on the broadcast tonight, brother.
Wait, you're kicking me off? Damn. Commodore, what's going on?
Yo, dude, we were solid.
I thought we was doing good. Dan comes back to the camera and says, I got to go.
No,
right,
man,
guys.
hang out.
I'll talk to you later. Nah.
Yeah, let's go. No, it's fine.
Yeah, Evan, he does this to me all the time. How does it feel?
It was terrible. I thought I was wanted here, but I guess not, according to Dan. It's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me, Dan.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I'll go fuck myself. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks, Ev. Good time having him on.
Hey, where's the bookie?
No, he's dead in a trunk somewhere. Don't worry about him. Evan, stay safe.
All right, talk to you guys later.
As Evan Odessier, always a fun time. Commodore, we're about to wrap up this broadcast. It's been a lot of fun, hasn't it?
Hey, Dan, we covered a lot of things tonight. I think it was a good show. I did not see any technical issues with our new software. I like it. We did a good job, bro. Nice shirt.
Thank you.
I'm going to say yes.
It's already marked, though. I
can't
had
see
marked
that
it.
far.
It's no. It's no. Thank you to our sponsors, Williams Eyeworks, LeBron EXP, Commodore. Say goodnight to your fans, aka your spams.
Ah, my wonderful spams out there. I love you all. Hey, follow me on Instagram at Nobody Cares Commodore. I put up this day in history whenever there's something that no one really cares about. Some days nothing happened, but I'm out there. I put some stuff up. I'll be doing another Commodore's quarters sometime this week. Shit, nobody cares anyhow.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
cares.
Thank you, Commodore. Well, I think it was an entertaining show tonight, a fantastic stream. I'm your host, Danny Shinada. Big thank you to our sponsors, Williams Eyeworks and LeBron Team EXP Realty. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. It's been a fun time tonight. Stay classy out there. We'll see you in a couple of days, maybe. Anyway, nobody cares. Take care of yourself. Stay home. Stay safe. We love you. Nobody cares.